Ways Tech Tips live version with the Mountain Desert West team and the North team. So this is kind of a tech-based learning session for the techs, kind of best practices, really coming from the techs for the techs. So
we're going to start it off the check, go over your winning ways of how you're getting your ADT sales day in, day out, and closing them and just winning all together.
Whenever I go to, a new connect, treble call, anything at all, I go to the appointment info, I check and see if they're pre-qualified. If they're pre-qualified, I just kind of lean into a little bit. I don't try and push it, right off the beginning because, first comes first, I am there to fix their problem. And at that point, it's just building a relationship with the customer, building some rapport, maybe joking around a little bit. And at that point, I'll kind of just transition into all the other stuff that Dish has to offer. And right now that being in Dish ADT. So when I see they're pre-qualified, I just kind of, lean into that. Hey, did you know that you're pre-qualified for, a security system through Dish now? And then I've kind of studied the price points and like all the different products that go with each one. So a lot of times I'll go over all of them with the customer and I'll help them, find the best one that fits for them. And then at that point, I just get them on the phone and let the sales rep take it from there. I know that, pushing a new product with anyone, it's a scary, thing, because a lot of times people's issues with selling something is either they don't know how to, install it, or they don't know what exactly to say to the person to, get them interested. In Idaho in general, there's a lot of people moving here, and, there's certain things that you can study in your own area to help people, kind of lean on ADT a little bit more. Really the biggest thing for me is I definitely build some rapport with the customer before I go into offering them anything. That is the biggest thing is, getting that little conversation going, the jokes flowing, anything you can to, get them fired up about it. And then I just go over each bundle and fit what they're looking for. And then, like I said, I get them on the phone and they're rolling.
The other thing that I heard from Roman from your team, one of your techs had walked in and saw they were a mover, saw that they had an ADT system. When a customer moves, if you're an ADT customer and you're locked into long-term contract, when you move, they don't come and get your equipment. They leave that equipment there. That's left there for marketing. They hope that the new tenants move in there, take over the system, or become ADT monthly customer. So one of the things that Roman Tech did is he knows there's an ADT system in there and says, hey, have you activated this yet? They said, no, we haven't got around to it yet. What a perfect lead in, talking about, cherry picking the easy ones. That was an easy sell for him. He simply got him on the phone call and said, well, let me help you with that. As an ADT customer or as a Dish customer, you are pre-qualified for ADT. Let's go ahead and get you some services going.
Yeah, we actually have another one similar to that. We're waiting for the customer to fully move, and we called at that time, but the customer wanted to wait a little longer. The tech saw the sign and that there was ADT. Tavis asked the customer if it was active. They said no, they had just moved in, and then that's how it started. He actually brought in that pamphlet, the one with different prices, and they actually got very excited. They went with the higher one, so it worked out pretty good.
We talked about Nest and the Google Minis. During our conference, we all talked about our strengths that we were looking and what we do to be successful in our offices with those. And I chose to talk about Google Nest and the Google Minis. A lot of the techs know, all you guys know, a lot of those Nest products are higher ticket items. They're range anywhere from $200 to $400, and a lot of techs have a hard time getting those out there. So we started to focus on the Google Minis. So they're $25 a piece without Dish Protect, and they're $22.50 with Dish Protect. We literally don't have anything but two products, remote skins and the cheaper HDMI cords that are cheaper than these. And they're just an easy way to get your Nest RPW up. Walmart sells them for $35 to $50. Home Depot sells them for $50. We're selling them half price. We have such a great deal on these. We're selling them for half price any other big box store. We're inside these people's homes. We're going to set them up right away. If every tech sold a Google Mini on every other work order, the entire company would hit our Nest RPW with these. I included in our chat here, and Dan just put in, he went to Verizon and they're selling them for $49. We literally have this market cornered on these little products. And as much as you guys sell AudioQuest 4K cables for $40, we can hammer these out. I included a type up in the chat for the FSMs and all you techs, so you guys can learn how to pair these to the hopper and use the voice commands without having to go into the remote. as well. They turn on my lights, every single light. When I walk in and say, hey Google, I'm home, every single one of my lights turns on. My thermostat turns to the temperature I want it. My Roomba starts vacuuming my house. I mean, everything. The TV turns on to what I want. I listen to NPR. So NPR starts playing immediately when I walk in. As soon as I lay down to bed, I say, hey Google, I'm going to bed. It turns all the lights off. It turns my son's internet off. The temperature goes to where I like it to sleep, turns down a little bit to like 67. When I'm in home on the weekends and I'm cleaning the house or doing something, my phone's linked to every single one of them. I've got surround sound. So if I'm walking in, cleaning the bathroom, I've got one in the bathroom. I've got 2 in the kitchen, 2 in the living room, a couple in my room. Going to a job and you see somebody who's got kids around. Ask Google what the animal of the day is. Every single day you can ask what the animal of the day is. It'll tell you a little fun thing about something new. They love that. It's a super fun, friendly thing for everybody. And if somebody has a Yale lock, you can say they're busy doing dishes, someone's at the door, it'll unlock your door. For $22.50, I just don't think anybody could get a better deal than that. It's a really easy way to get your guys out there and get that Nest RVW hit for your lower performing technicians that aren't quite up there on your Nest RVW. It's a fantastic plan, and we started stocking up all of our techs with them here. Everybody carries 2 to 3 on them, 4 if you're a high performing tech. Everybody's pushing out one of these every other job, and then you don't have to rely on those big ticket sales to get that Nest RVW. Once someone buys one, they're not going to want to walk out to their kitchen to turn their hopper off. They're going to buy 3 or 4 from you guys. So each time you're going to get around $75 to $100 RVW, and there's one by every TV, and they want one by their bed. It makes your life so convenient, and the customers are so happy. You are the tech man that hooked them up with this awesome deal on these awesome products, and when they want more, I guarantee you're the guy that they're going to call for more.
One thing I wanted to throw in there about the minis, for you do have some customers that just don't want a full system, but have a hard time hearing their TV where they're at in their living room. Those minis will play the TV sound. So put one of those little minis on a coffee table next to their couch or something like that. They can listen quietly to the TV so they don't disturb anybody, or they can pump it up and hear the voices right there next to them. It's something I used to do with the swimmers for a lot of customers. I'd put it right next to their end table, and this basically is a really high-tech swimmer.
You can also individually pair those minis as a right speaker and a left speaker, just like you would with true surround sound. I mean, there's a lot. The only caveat with putting those on the Bluetooth TV, if you're selling a Folk system and it's going down to the TV to the Folk system and the minis, you might have a lag and an echo. But if you know they're not interested in the sound bar, they're a great way to set up as some supplementary audio for a true surround sound for them as well.
The doorbell is the first and already integrated hardware into ADT today. From a dish perspective, we haven't integrated it into our packages just yet, but Google can support, right? So that's something that if we have a package that a customer purchased, a video package, and they buy an outdoor camera, Google battery doorbell could be compatible with their ADT system. That could be a potential upsell for us, right? That's the beginning of it, but certainly going to go and grow from there. We're talking about the current generation of Google devices. So if you're looking back and thinking about a Nest IQ cam, that's not going to be the case. Or one of the first generation, somebody I was talking to yesterday called it the first generation of Nest cameras. That's not going to be the hardware that integrates. But what you're already seeing in your business today around those battery devices, the battery doorbell, the battery cam, those are a yes, right? Build rapport, find a need, make an offer, build value, make an offer. The difference here in ADT, obviously, of course, is we don't close the sale ourselves while on site, but hand it over to an ADT specialist. And I use those words carefully. This is a change of vocabulary for me personally. If you've seen some communication from me, it says, hand off to direct sales at this 800 number. I heard a suggestion the other day that I thought was a really good one, which was don't call them sales, call them ADT specialists. Some customers will hear that term sales and say, I don't want to talk to the salesperson. Let me get you on the phone with an ADT specialist to explain those questions for you. You don't have all the answers. You're not expected to have all the answers. Let's let an ADT specialist explain those things to you.
The training from Derek, that was very impressive. I recommend it to every office. We took it to heart over here. We had every technician play with the soundbar. We had demo the whole thing, discover a lot of things that we were doing wrong, and I challenge everybody to do the same, because you will learn from those things actually. So resetting the soundbar, pairing the speakers, it's very important if you play with that system. And we actually discovered a lot of very nice things. Removing the Dolby, putting the Dolby back on, it actually works, guys. You know, that was something that everybody was complaining about. It wasn't loud enough. But after the update, if you go into your settings, you remove the Dolby, it becomes very loud. All the speakers are playing. You want to go back into 5.1 mode, then you can put it back on. I mean, that was very, very interesting.
Google Wi-Fi, great whole home mesh Wi-Fi solution for our customers, right? If you've been hesitant approaching customers with it in the past, I encourage you get over that now, you know, and start to work on it now. How's your Wi-Fi? How's your Wi-Fi? How's your Wi-Fi? What's your Wi-Fi experience like in this room? You know, I can move from room to room across my house. I'm not going to any extension or any different, you know, .ext address. I'm not dropping calls. I'm not dropping meetings. I'm not doing any of that because I got whole home mesh Wi-Fi across it, right? And coming in April, we're going to have a little bit of a customer-facing promotion around Google Wi-Fi. Details to come here soon, okay? But in the calendar month of April and maybe beyond, customers who purchase Google Wi-Fi getting a free home hub. So Devin talked about minis. Hubs do all those same things and more, right? So just a good time to get on board with Google Wi-Fi, being able to deliver that experience to customers, and know that there's a nice little promotion coming to help you out with that offer here about 2 weeks or so from now too. Like I said, more information to come on it, but coming soon.
You can actually use the Google router points as the same thing as a mini. That's what I do. I sell one router and then one point because it's literally getting the mini with the extended Wi-Fi on that as well. Yeah, I definitely sell a lot of those routers, especially with HughesNet customers and Viasat customers and CenturyLink customers.
There's a reason people leave California and move to places like Oregon and Washington and Idaho, you know?
I've heard that some of the technicians, when they have a work order, they will look at the area code or look and see if it was a mover and see where the address came from and kind of, you know, use that as a lead in to talk to them about security.
I think a lot of homes have security systems in there anyway, and asking a simple question, if there's an ADT system in there, have you activated your ADT system? Or the other question is, who is monitoring your security? It's a couple basic questions. When you build a rapport with the customer, you can approach them with security monitoring with those kind of probing questions. And it's amazing some of the cherry picking you guys can do. You're going to find one that just moved in. You know, they may say, I've been thinking about that. I've been looking to, I got to get that activated. So
I think that's probably a good lead in for some security conversations as well, because people leave California for a reason. Talk to them about it. Find out what their concerns were, and maybe we've got something to help them with that.
Whether it's an ADT specialist or an internet specialist, if you want to get that sale, if you want to get them signed up with any of our systems that we offer, put them on the phone with the specialist. Just like David said, I've been saying that for a long time. I don't want to make that sell or fumble the numbers or go over anything wrong. I would rather put them on with a specialist that knows all the packages, that can right size them and get it sold for me. So take that to heart, guys. It works. It really does.
great. Thank you, team.